party hats. Boom, boom. The whole go bang bang here.
Let us begin.
I want you to keep an eye out for the Boogity Man.
VHS Bandits.
Boogity! Boogity! Woo!
VHS Bandits.
Welcome to Coxwell
Don't
Academy.
need no DVDs, don't need no Betamax. These are the VHS Bandits.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of VHS Bandits. This week we watched Gleaming the Cube. Let's pop in the tape.
Christian Slater of Tucker and Heathers stars with Stephen Bauer from FIFA Parts and Richard Hurd of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in Gleaming the Cube. Brian Kelly didn't care for the way adults ran things.
Adults are predictable. They're living under this illusion that life as we know it is going to continue forever.
And he didn't care for the direction the world was heading.
I don't know what's worse, blowing up a nuclear war or having a 7-Eleven on every corner.
In fact, there were only two things that Brian did care for. His skateboard and his brother.
Trump, what? You got a B plus in calculus.
Then one day his brother died.
This murder was an accident.
And Brian's skateboard became his weapon in a deadly game of international smuggling, murder, and revenge.
No one knows anything except a kid on a skateboard.
Killed my brother.
You're not listening to me.
You're the one who's not listening.
When getting even means risking it all. Gleaming the Cube.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome again to VHS Bandits. I'm your co-host, the KevBot. Here with me, as always, is the super duper rad Dane Train. I couldn't think of anything for alliteration. What's going on, Dane?
Hey there, Kev. Hey, this is the first episode that's just the two of us.
I know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Forever. And for the rest of this month. Because T-Man is up in Maine making a movie. He is the assistant director.
Hopefully he doesn't need any Taco Bell and have to assist his ass with some diarrhea.
Well, I don't even know if there's a single Taco Bell in the whole state of Maine.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen one, but my scope is very limited.
Yeah, so is mine.
Definitely
Yeah.
a lot of seeing a few Mexican places, at least some Chipotle.
Oh, is that right?
No Taco Bell.
I haven't even seen a Chipotle in Maine. Nothing but like lobster shacks up there.
Ooh.
At least in the parts that I go to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just you and me, Kev, all month long. You stuck with this guy.
No way. You
Yep.
were the one who allowed my tape selections, so I should be saying thank you.
Oh, and you have all great picks for this month. Yeah. Really, really good picks for this month. Excellent picks.
Thank you.
Of course, particularly the one that we are covering tonight, which is fantabulous.
Yeah. And this almost never happens. We both have the VHS.
Yeah, that's right. Do you have yours with you?
I do. It is right here.
Yours has a sticker on the front.
It does. I got this copy at the last tape swap we went to up in Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
And I got it from Strange Maine, the guy who runs Strange Maine.
That's right.
Paid a pretty penny for it, $15.
Whoa!
But it was a good tape trading day, so I was a little easier on spending that kind of moolah.
Yeah. They're probably the same copy that floppy.
I think so.
I don't know about yours, but mine, like, every single Vestron released movie ever. The front, the sticker on the tape is like coming off because like literally every Vestron tape ever like has really lousy glue that holds it on there, and like mine is like bubbling up, and I can press into it, and it's probably gonna pop off one of these days.
Mine just a little bit right here.
Yeah,
you could see just the slight bubble, but
yeah.
other than that, the sticker's actually pretty good. But I noticed we both have stickers here. I don't know how common that is on Vestron.
Oh, you know, I don't know if that's a Vestron thing or if that's from the video store that it was from.
Mine is Gleaming/Cube/N VV005275V224.
Oh, you know what? Mine's all the same, but my last two are 222.
Whoa,
weird.
Maybe these are like two production tapes apart. I don't know.
Are there any other stickers for the video store on yours?
No, actually, there's no other stickers on the box or the tape.
Mine has I have a handwritten sticker on one side for like the inventory number, and on the other side, I got one of those shiny silver stickers that says "Take 5 Video in Bristol, Pennsylvania, 19007."
Mine has some sticker residue right here, somewhat circular, and then a little bit of residue here as well, a little more rectangular.
There must have been some stickers that were too hot to handle.
Could be
on there. Potentially at one time.
Could be.
Wow.
I didn't realize
that. What's that?
I said, what a movie, though.
Yeah, I didn't realize that this movie was PG-13 until I just looked at the tape.
Oh, nice.
I don't know why I didn't even realize that. I think this movie totally could have been PG. I don't know. I don't even think there was any swearing in it. I don't know. But,
yeah, nothing really stood out. At least no like F-bombs or anything.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. Gleaming the Cube. There's like a lot of explosions on the cover, and a cop car, and a guy holding a gun, and a big face of Christian Slater, and him on a skateboard on the bottom. And it says, "When getting even means risking it all." And there's a couple pictures on the back of the box. You got Christian Slater with some chick, and then a guy with a gun, and the chick, and a guy holding up his hands, and a cop car, and a Pizza Hut pickup truck, and a whole bunch of kids on skateboards. And the Los Angeles Times said, "The action scenes dazzle. Lots of awesome skateboard wizardry." Ooh. That's very true. There's plenty of that skateboard wizardry throughout the movie.
Yeah, lots of magic and skateboard wizards.
So it says, Teen Idol Christian Slater. Tucker stars with Stephen Bauer, Thief of Hearts, and Richard Hurd of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in this electrifying action thriller of an international contraband ring whose illicit business turns to murder. Featuring some of the most death-defying skateboarding, says the Los Angeles Daily News, and chase scenes ever filmed. Gleaming the Cube takes you on a non-stop action... not an action, a non-stop adventure you'll never forget. To 16-year-old Brian Kelly, Slater, life is an empty swimming pool. With an attitude and appearance rebellious enough to frustrate even the most lenient parents, Brian and his buddies exist for the ultimate high in skateboarding. Gleaming the Cube. Ooh. Then came the night Brian's brother was found dead in a downtown motel room. When Detective Lucero Bauer declares it a suicide, Brian's vehement protests fall on deaf ears. Determined to uncover the truth, Brian cleans up his act as he prepares for the ultimate ride, risking it all as he crosses into a treacherous world of deceit, contraband, and murder.
My God.
Yeah, so that is Gleaming the Cube. It's funny because when you hear the title Gleaming the Cube, you're like, what the hell does that even mean?
Yeah.
And I guess it just means the ultimate high in skateboarding.
Yeah. Pushing your limits to the edge.
Ooh. And there's plenty of cube gleaming in this movie here and there, particularly near the end.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I forgot there were trailers on this, weren't there?
There was one for Biff Bam Boom Sports Bloopers by Sports Illustrated.
Oh, that was totally not on my tape.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm interested to know what.
Oh, jeez.
That was the first one. It was weird because it was they're trying to get Sports Illustrated subscriptions, but they went on for like 3 minutes about Biff Boom Bam bloopers and whoa, wacky.
I did not get that at all.
Wacky bloopers, and then the whole and sign up now. You get a year's worth of Sports Illustrated plus our famous swimsuit editions and the year highlight edition and the swimsuit edition.
That's crazy. I didn't get that at all. I had a trailer for Little Monsters with Howie Mandel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yep. Did you have any other ones on your tape?
I did. It was called Dream a Little Dream.
Yeah, I had that too. Those are the two that were on my tape.
Okay.
So at first,
weird.
So I'm watching this with Mrs. Train last night, and she's like, "Is this the movie we're watching?" I was like, "No, this is an ad for another movie," and she's like, "Who are those two guys? I know who they are." I'm like,
"Oh, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman,
yeah,
Michael Jackson, Corey Feldman."
Yeah, in his debut as Michael Jackson, Corey Feldman.
Oh yeah, I'm a little tempted to see that because
it's so bad.
I want to. It
so
looked
bad.
bad.
You know what's funny is I'm a big fan of movies with the Coreys.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly License to Drive is like one of my all-time favorites. There's something about Dream a Little Dream that just it wasn't very good. It's a Freaky Friday story. It's just about a young guy and an old man, and they swap bodies.
Weird.
And then they made and for some reason out of nowhere, Corey Feldman just wants to be Michael Jackson. And they made a sequel, Dream a Little Dream 2, and Corey Feldman does more Michael Jackson stuff, but it's really creepy and weird, and it's also not very good. So, yeah. There you have it. So that was that. But yeah, dude, Little Monsters, a great ad for Little Monsters. And Gina was like,
nice.
She's like, that's Howie Mandel? Like, yeah. And Fred Savage, yeah.
That's a good trailer to have on there.
Oh,
Way
yeah.
better than Bing Bang Boom
bloopers.
Yeah, that's what the tape should have been called.
Yeah. Man, I remember tapes like that being everywhere when we were kids, like blooper tapes.
I didn't even think it was real because of the tape that the cover that they showed.
Oh.
It was just like a very generic. There was no logos or anything. You actually wouldn't have known it was Sports Illustrated until they started trying to sling the issues. But it was just like a generic printed yourself, like two different fonts for the Bing Bang Boom, and then Sports Illustrated.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, and then after that, the movie starts. And I gotta say, the theme song in the opening credits, this movie was pretty awesome. It's the Gleaming the Cube. It sounded a lot like what's his name? Like the guy who did the fucking song from Transformers, what the fuck? You got the touch, you got the power.
Oh,
John Farnham, was that right?
I don't remember who that was.
I don't know. Either way,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It had that 80s like power ballad kind of a sound to it.
Which for it being an action adventure skateboard movie.
Yeah. You know what it sounded a lot more like? Sorry.
That's okay.
You see Karate Kid?
Yes.
All right, there's a song that's in Karate Kid that's like, "Da-na-na-na, risking it all. Na-na-na-na-na-na." It sounded a lot like that.
Gotcha.
Of course, I don't know any of the words, but yeah, that's what.
That's okay.
That's what it reminds me of. Oh no, it goes, "The moment of truth, risking it all." That's the only part I remember. But yeah,
You guys can, with your subscription to Sports Illustrated, get Dane's greatest hits from 80s movies he can't remember the
my songs to
to.
release to. If you guys know what song I'm talking about from Karate Kid, why don't you record yourself singing it and sending it to us at thevhsbandits@gmail.com. Maybe we'll play it on the next show.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah,
That would be an awesome extra episode of if we get a bunch of them.
Just it's the same song over and over with different
different renditions.
Yep.
Perfect.
You ever do that where like there's a song you really like, so you go on YouTube and you type in like this song cover and you just go through a bunch of different ones?
Yep.
So
I do.
yep.
Yeah. You could do that. You could make a whole playlist of that on Spotify too, if you're like really jiving that song.
That's wild.
And some are really terrible.
Yep. Yep, that's right.
That's all right. So yeah, how did Gleaming the Cube start?
These kids, there's a whole bunch of California skateboard dudes that are skateboarding
They're on a tarmac.
On a tarmac at an airport.
Yeah.
Where they meet some dude who's very reluctant to bring them up in the sky, but he does it anyway. So all of them are like plastering the inside walls of the airplane with stickers. And who's in that airplane? Who's one of the buddies? Tony Hawk. And of course he plasters a big Tony Hawk sticker on there.
Yep. So there are actually a lot of famous skateboarders in this movie, especially for that time, including Tony Hawk. His other buddies, so Tony Hawk plays Buddy. There's another skateboarder, Tommy Guerrero, who played Sam, and then Christian Jacobs, who plays Gremick. And Christian Jacobs, besides being in sporadic things in the 80s, is from one of my absolute favorite bands, the Aquabats. He's the lead singer.
No way, really?
He is.
No.
Yeah. And also one of the co-hosts on the World's Best Dad podcast, which is phenomenal.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I had
grew up
no
in California
idea.
and grew up in the skater scene and yeah. And then they have another buddy who's, I don't know if he was a skateboarder, but he's Christian Slater's buddy, like Yabo.
Yeah.
Max Perlich. I don't know if he was an actual skater, but that's like the core group of the guys. It was them. Now, so you usually see them together in the movie.
There's a lot of times in this movie where you see a lot of Christian Slater doing crazy skateboarding stunts. And there are many times when I think it was him maybe doing something. I don't know. But like they do that thing where like they cut to the bottom of the feet and the feet are doing stuff. And then they cut to another shot of the top and it's just Christian Slater like moving his hands and stuff. But or maybe it was a dude with a wig sometimes, like in the silhouette. But there were a couple of times when you swear to God it was him. So, but I guess not.
We may get to that later.
Oh, okay. All right.
We'll see.
All right.
So they're bugging this dude to go up in a plane, and he's like, "I'll only take one of you," and then the whole crew ends up in there, and they're scouting for empty swimming pools.
That's right.
That was like the big thing started in the 70s and in the 80s. You're scouting for empty swimming pools to gleam the cube in, man.
That's right. So they find one in like some new development, and we cut to them thrashing the curves on the inside of this swimming pool.
Yeah.
And one of them bottoms out and gets a big blood streak in there. And the guy who owns the place is a total asshole. And he's like, I'm going to sue this kid and his family, and I got to like pressure wash the hole and sanitize the inside of this pool. So,
I got to finish it 18 times, and can I sue all their families?
That was a dink.
But that's where we meet one of the detectives?
Yeah, Detective Lucero, who sounds like he's like from Brooklyn. And my wife
Yeah.
said he has a really big mouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Maybe.
Yep.
I
But
don't know.
he was great. Yeah, I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. That's it. That's the movie.
Yeah. So, all right. What else? What else happens?
So they get in trouble, and they all get to go off out of the house or out of this place. And is that when Christian Slater heads home?
Yeah. So he goes home, and of course, like, his folks don't like him because he's not good at school. He's like a wisecracking troublemaker, kind of a high school kid. And we meet his brother, who is adopted. He's Vietnamese. His name is Vinny. And he's the favorite. He's,
straight-laced, hardworking.
Yep, clean cut, good grades, good future, all that stuff. And he works at a video store.
I have no idea what that place was.
Confused. But
It looked like bootleg tapes.
Yeah,
because they had the white spines.
Yeah, I think.
And there were no shelves of the.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Maybe they were just Vietnamese movies. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
But so you find out he's got a girlfriend. I don't remember what her name was.
I don't either.
But anywho, the girlfriend. So whose dad runs the video store. So Vinny goes to the video store, and he's in the back room, like, doing some books, and you find out that he's doing work for the Vietnamese Anti-Communist Relief Organization. And, whatever. He's, like, looking at supply, just like, bandages and
kind of
stuff.
Working out some of the invoices and
Yeah.
finances and something.
I guess he's
do with that.
he does bookkeeping, I guess. And then he finds that there's like some discrepancies, there's like, there's a whole bunch of money that's off, and so he brings it up to the owner, and he has like this right-hand man whose name was Bobby, who's there kind of listening in. And the girlfriend's father was like, you know what? You've been working really hard. I think you should take off for a while. And he's very miffed by that, right? He's like, did I do something wrong? And then it's
because this is a huge problem. There were shipments that were heavier than previously accounted for, and a couple $1 million like being not accounted for or overcharged. I can't remember.
Yeah,
one of the
something
two.
like that. He thought that like these distribution companies might be ripping them off.
Yeah.
So
something wasn't on the books.
Yeah, right. It's kind of like in you seen Weekend at Bernie's?
A long time ago, yeah.
Kind of the same thing where these guys are accountants for this big corporation. They're like, hey, we realized a big money issue, but yeah, it was all because of illegal shit. So, so Christian Slater and his brother Vinny are talking about like, who's the favorite, blah 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 blah. So, and the girlfriend, I'm sorry, the talking, the girlfriend is not there at this point. He's like, all right, I think I might crack this idea. I think I know what's going on. So he decides that he's going to go to this company that I guess is a distribution center for the Anti-Communist Relief Fund.
Yeah, they're like a medical supply company.
Yeah, WMS,
something like that.
I guess.
Yeah.
MWS, something like that. So he goes there in the middle of the night and like, gets into the building, and he starts trying to like open up some crates, snooping around.
Yep.
And the owner, Mr. Richman, whatever the hell his name was, he's like, hey, freeze. So
he said exactly that,
just like that. So then they bring him to like a hotel room to interrogate him, like, who do you work for? And the right hand man Bobby like takes a towel and he wraps it around his neck. And
it was a wet towel too, which is, I wonder if there's, I don't understand why the towel had to be wet, but
yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
Strange. Maybe it was like maybe it's like hot water, so it's soothing but also strangling him.
I don't know.
Who knows?
So they're like trying to interrogate him and torture him at the same time. And then
the video store owner shows up.
Yeah.
And he's like, leave him alone. He doesn't know anything, blah, blah, blah. And they go back in the room to find Bobby accidentally murdered Vinny. And they were like, oh, shit. That was an accident. So they faked his suicide in that room. The housekeeper comes in the next day, doesn't notice anything, is picking up stuff, opens the blinds, turns around, and Vinny is hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like he hung himself. And yeah. Crazy.
So Brian, Christian Slater, thinks that something's not right here. He doesn't think that his brother would be the type to do that in like a hotel, and something's just really fishy, really off. Something's going on. So he's going through his brother's stuff, and he finds this yellow line piece of paper, and it was one that he was writing that day doing the invoice stuff. And he's like, what's going on here? But it's all in Vietnamese. So he goes to, it's like there's like Chinatown and Little Italy. This is like Little Vietnam, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like a section of shops and stuff that's centered towards the Vietnamese culture in the area.
So he's skateboard down and like stopping people.
Yep.
Just being like, can you tell me what this says? Can you tell me what this says? And then he decides to go into a pool hall and asks the guy there, like running the place, what it says. And he's like, go away. So he goes to these other guys and they go, oh, this is drug shipment. This is supplies. And one guy brings over another guy who brings over another guy, and then it's Bobby is there, and Bobby starts following Christian Slater as he leaves.
Yep, he's in the car. He's like chasing him in the car, and Bobby goes to a payphone to tell video store guy and big rich guy to meet him somewhere, and Christian Slater gets in the back of his car unnoticed. So they're like, I don't know, in some like wine vineyard or something like that. They drive to some farm.
Some weird, yeah.
And Bobby like pulls out a gun. He's like, hey, somebody knows what's going on. I want $50,000 and a plane ticket to Bangkok right now. And they get into a tussle, and Rich Man shoots and kills Bobby.
My God. And Christian Slater sees Bobby's body hit the window and slide down.
Yeah.
And they're also playing some like Vietnamese versions of popular songs. It was kind of good.
Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. But it's all in Vietnamese, so that was good. It was cool.
So they put Bobby's the video store owner guy is like, oh, you shot this guy. This is your mess. I'm leaving. Rich white guy puts Bobby's body in the trunk.
Yeah.
And that's that. Christian Slater waits till he's gone to get out, and hightails it out of there. Calls his buddy with the big mouth detective.
Yep.
And they go down, and the car is gone. But so the detective is like, quit wasting my time.
Yep.
And
nobody believes him. Everybody still thinks that it was a suicide. There's nothing to investigate.
But that's fishy to Bobby, to
Yep.
Christian Slater. Something's just not right here. Obviously, because he just saw a dude get murdered. So he's on to something. And then what happens?
Okay. So it's Christian Slater basically taking it into his own hands to be a vigilante and do some detective work to find out what's actually going on with his brother. And every time that he's bumping into the detective is constantly being like, yep, I'm just trying to find some information too, but nothing is leading to anything outside of suicide. And so Christian Slater is like, all right, I'm going to like go undercover. I'm going to like change the way I look and stuff and what's intercept, right? Get in there. like a narc, right? So he starts getting all like clean cut clothes and
freaks everyone out at school too. Everyone's like, "Whoa, way to be preppy." I don't know.
Yeah. So
all his buddies are like, "What is going on, dude? Where's your skateboard?"
He's trying to get friendly with his brother's girlfriend because he needs her to get close to her father, the video store owner, to get the answers that he needs. So he's like, taking her on a not a date, but like they're friends, but they're like going to go see a movie and stuff. And he's like, "So tell me about your dad," and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it was weird because she got to the point where she's like, "Why do you want to know so much about my dad?" That's essentially what she says. Like, why do you asking so many questions about my dad? He's like, "Oh, you ask me a question then." She's like, "Why do you skateboard?"
Why does he skateboard?
It's the one thing I can do. It's the one thing I can do by myself, and there's no judgment, and it's just me and the road and my board, and it's rad. Paraphrasing. But that's essentially it. But he had given up skateboarding for this clean-cut look to go undercover, even though his mom was like, "I got you these nice pads because I worry about you, and I actually enjoy watching you skateboard." Nope, he gave it up just to find out this information. And there's actually kind of a touching scene where after one of the times he goes to hang out with Vinny's girl. Like his dad is at home and watching these old home videos of just the family, and Christian Slater, the dad, and Vinny are playing frisbee, and Christian Slater's just standing there going, "No, I don't like frisbee. I'm not gonna catch the frisbee." Just kind of being a dick.
Yeah.
But he goes to his dad and he's like, "How are you doing? How you feel? Like, how are you feeling?" And his dad is like, "You have never asked me that ever once before, but thank you for asking."
And then he goes back to the supply company that rich guy owns, and he finds a big crate of guns.
That's right.
So I don't know. I'm a little bit confused as to what. I mean, so he finds guns, but at first I thought he was going to find drugs, and then I guess the guns are for like revolutionaries as a part of the anti-communist thing.
Something like that.
I was a little bit confused on that.
It did. They talked about it a little bit, but it was pretty unclear, kind of what it was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Christian Slater goes back another night, and there's a big propane tank on the side of the building, and he lights the thing on fire, and it blows up.
Yeah. It's crazy. A lot of arson.
Oh yeah.
And he plants evidence too, because he had the video owner's like hat. He had Rams.
Yeah, it's like a baseball cap that he wore all the time.
And, like in the video store, he had Rams memorabilia everywhere, posters and foam fingers and hats and stuff like that. So Christian Slater threw the hat in the fire and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So you kind of know what was going on. Oh, but before that, the video store owner and rich white guy sat down for dinner to be like, someone broke in and saw some of the guns, but there's nothing missing. And like, and that's where we kind of learn that it's for something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. He says like, he needs it for his people, something like that.
Yeah. Something like that.
So things are coming to a boiling point here, right? Mm-hmm. So he stole the hat and he stole a cigarette lighter, like a Zippo lighter that has markings on it that it's the video store owner's, has his name on it and stuff from the war. Mm-hmm. And so the daughter finds it and is like, "How did you get this? Why do you have this? And he's like, all right, time to spill the beans. So he tells her the whole thing that like he suspects it is that her father is involved in the murder and all this conspiracy stuff going on. So she confronts her father and is like, hey, I know what's going on. The father's like, yep, you're right. That is what's going on.
Yeah. But it was weird because after the fire, the dad was like, oh, that's it. We're getting out of here right now.
Yeah.
And the daughter runs off and breaks into Christian Slater's bedroom late at night.
Yeah.
Nothing hanky-panky. She just comes in and she sleeps in Vinny's bed. And that's when she finds the lighter and kind of figures out, puts all the puzzle pieces together after Christian Slater tells her some stuff.
Yeah.
But rich white guy ain't going down like that.
That's right. So they all go to... All right, so Christian Slater's getting ready for the final battle.
Oh, no, he gets chased by some thugs on motorcycles.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he's riding on a skateboard, and he notices, like, he almost gets hit by two motorcycles. And then they start chasing him. And he's bombing down hills and avoiding cars coming out of driveways and other obstacles.
He does that Marty McFly thing all the time where he like grabs the back of a car.
Yeah.
And keeps going. Like he does it like 8 times in a movie.
Yeah, quite a lot. In fact, when we get to one of the last scenes, I got some thoughts on that.
Oh, okay. That was like the best part of the movie. So 2 of the guys crash on the motorcycles and they get arrested. And they try to they're being interrogated by the cop, the detective, and they're talking to Vietnamese. So another detective comes in who's a white guy. They don't think that he knows Vietnamese. They start speaking to each other, and they're like, "Oh, got you red-handed. You just said what we wanted to hear you in Vietnamese because we understand what you're saying." So
he kind of got some info from the detective. Got some info from Christian Slater. So he's like, so who's paying you guys, the video store or the rich white guy? And they, exchange some words or whatever. And then the other detective who just got brought in, like responds, and then he just goes, it was rich white guy. They're like, thanks, that was easy.
That was that.
So they book him.
Christian Slater, his skateboard got all messed up, so he goes to one of his buddies who lives in a bomb shelter in the backyard of his house.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was a bomb shelter or like a really big empty septic tank.
It could have been either, I guess.
But it was like, it's weird that would have been that, obviously, but also kind of weird that he's living in a bomb shelter. But that's like the punk rock thing to do.
Right.
But the funny thing is, earlier in the movie, you see him like eating pizza, playing Scrabble with his family. So it's like one of those kind of, I don't know. It's a weird character profile.
Yeah.
This is that Yabo friend of his.
Yeah.
He constructs the skateboards for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, he's the custom skateboard man. So Christian Slater's like, listen, I need you to make me the ultimate skateboard to Gleam the Cube. And it's like made out of diamond plate steel and chrome and black wheels, and they're wheels that are not very shock absorbent, but they're for speed.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate speed machine skateboard.
Should have learned from Back to Future. He needs power.
Yeah, that's right. So everybody's like going to video store guy's house. So rich white guy and video store guy are like arguing in there, and cop shows up. The rich white guy like takes his daughter as a hostage, pulls out a gun, and shoots the guy in the chest.
Yep. And Christian Slater smashes through the window.
Yeah, he gleams the cube so hard he smashes right through that window.
But it didn't really do anything.
Didn't do anything.
He just fell on his ass.
Didn't do anything. So the father is like on the ground twitching, and the mother shows up terrified. So
the detective is the worst part in that, though, because he just comes in, like touches him, looks at him, and just runs over to Christian Slater.
Yeah, like call 911, man.
Yeah, seriously.
So the rich white guy, there's some other random dude who's just there.
Yeah, no idea who he
only
is. Like, is he a friend of the video store owner?
Well, that's what I think, because the only other time I remember seeing that guy was Christian Slater, like, got some phone numbers and he was trying to call these places.
Oh,
and
yeah,
one of them was the video store. And it was that guy. So I was like, oh, maybe he was friends with the video store guy. I don't know why he was in his front yard. No idea.
Who knows?
They didn't explain that at all. But rich guy, like, takes him and video store guy's daughter hostage, and they're like, grab the cop car, we're going on the freeway. So they grab the cop car, and Christian Slater
called all his friends, and they've got this big crew. And we should have mentioned Tony Hawk worked as a Pizza Hut driver.
Oh, dude,
so he's
that
got
truck
a
is
Pizza
awesome.
Hut pickup truck.
Yeah, dude, that's the best.
It was pretty cool. So, like, they made some sort of backup plan, so you see all these skateboarders coming to Pizza Hut, and Pizza Hut must have been a sponsor in this movie.
Oh, I had
because they had some decent product placement.
Oh man, dude, that I wonder if, like, whatever became of that truck. That was so cool. It's like this red, like, Ford Ranger pickup truck, and it has, like, the roof. Like
Pizza Hut
the
roof
infamous
on top.
Pizza Hut roof on the top of this truck. It is so cool.
But a delivery truck that's a pickup truck? That's kind of weird. They had like a few of them in the parking lot.
Oh,
too,
did they? I didn't even notice.
Yeah. In one of the scenes, like, you see it real quick, but there's like 3 kind of parked in a row.
You might need to, like, order a shitload of pizzas, man, and just put them all in the bed of the truck.
Did they have like 2-foot-long pizzas, like the super duper long?
Oh yeah,
ones.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe
or,
they
like,
did.
Those, like, big
The party
sheet pizzas? Yeah, party pizzas. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You ever have Monty's?
I was just, dude, that is the best sheet pizza on the planet. For any people that don't know, if you're in central Massachusetts, go to Northborough, Massachusetts, and go to Monty's Pizzeria, and they got, if you get, like, their regular, like, circle pizza, it doesn't taste the same. It's, for whatever reason, it doesn't taste that good. If you get, you got to get, like, their big sheet pizza. It's fucking delicious, and everybody in the area knows it.
The kind you got to order in advance.
Oh yeah.
Now their regular pizza is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, but it tastes different.
It's decent local pizza, but if you get the big sheet pan, it feeds like 20 people.
Yeah. My mother-in-law gets it every Halloween. We go over there like a day before Halloween. We carve pumpkins, and we always have Monty's sheet pizza and, like, antipasto. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that before my son was born for one of the baby showers.
Yeah.
And for his first birthday too, we had
oh yeah, that's right.
We had one of those. It was awesome.
I had to do a thing at my work where we all went into the high school. It was like me and other local professionals, like, went to the high school. It was like, it's kind of like what do they call it, like professional day, where you go to different classrooms and people of different jobs talk about what they do for work. So I had to do that, and all of us who got to do this, we all, like, went into one classroom. This is like 2 years ago, and they had Monty's sheet pizza, and I ate a shitload of it that day. And everybody in it was like, "Oh wow, this is great. Where's this from?" So.
And you just were like, "Fucking Monty's, yeah,
dude, it was so good, so good."
Nice. Oh man, that's some good pizza.
Yeah.
It sucks that you have to order it, and that
I know
to get that taste, you got to order it in the. You
got to get it well in advance, and it sucks. I had heard my mother-in-law told me that they said they haven't been doing very well business-wise since the pandemic hit.
Oh really?
So
that's a bummer.
I am crossing my fingers that they stay afloat.
Yeah,
so.
they're kind of a Northborough staple. They've been around for a while.
They always are in the Northborough Applefest parade. Every September, like, they give out flyers and menus and shit. So
I think I got them earlier this year, like when the pandemic first started.
Yeah.
But anytime I've gone in, probably easily over the last 3 or 4 years, it is bumping.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's good.
No matter time nor day, it's always been like a Tuesday afternoon. There'd be 2 other people at least waiting in there.
Yeah, man. I hope they stay afloat. I really do.
Hopefully,
it's a good place. Good place.
It is. Yeah.
So this reminded me a lot of. I don't know if you ever seen the movie BMX Bandits. It's kind of in the same vein where.
I don't think I have seen that one. No.
It's great. I love that movie. But same thing where like instead of kids on skateboards, it's kids on BMX bikes, like literally doing the exact same fucking thing.
Nice.
They're trying to stop the bad guys. But yeah, so the rest of this movie is like a 10-minute chase scene, and it is so good. It is hands down like the best part of this movie. It is the best.
Agreed.
Now, do you want to talk about the ridiculous part?
Well, let's start at the beginning of the chase, where rich white guy steals the cop car because it was blocking the other cars. So the detective and Christian Slater hop in some red car, and Christian Slater uses one of his skater tools to turn on the car, which is weird.
Yeah, he like hot wires it or something, right?
Yeah. And so they go after him, and they're following him, and like they go into a parking lot, and Christian Slater opens the door, and the guy backs up, and the door comes off or whatever. So they get stuck in traffic because the cop car causes an accident. So Christian Slater like calls his buddies and is like, "All right, so we're like around here." In you know the 80s car phone, it's got probably the bag like in the middle of the seat.
Yeah.
And you pull it up with the wire, and he's like 12th and 47th and blah blah blah, and then check for a stolen cop car. And everyone's like, "Yeah, let's go, let's ride." There's like 12 guys.
Yeah, there's a bunch
in the back of the pickup truck, which is crazy. And they all speed off. So Christian Slater's like, "I'm going on foot," and hops out and gets on a skateboard and rides away. And the police car is like kind of going through traffic, and he's like, put on the lights," because they're not on, and the guy who just somehow got roped into driving it doesn't know how to do it, so the wipers are going off, and the radio's going on and off, and then the lights go on, and they sideswipe some nice Corvette.
Yeah,
I don't know what kind of car it is.
Brand new, like 1988 Corvette convertible.
Yeah, and the dude was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And Christian Slater like pops up behind him, and he's like, "That guy's not a real cop. Go for it."
He's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
He pushed the pedal.
Could
to
you
the
do
metal.
that to anyone? Like, I'd love to see that like happen.
Yeah.
So and then you just run up to him and be like, "Hey, that wasn't a real cop. You should go fuck their shit up."
So he pulls a Marty McFly, and this guy is fucking flying.
Yeah,
down the
they
road.
get onto the highway, and this is the part where it's like, really? Like, I know this is supposed to be the ultimate skateboard, the Gleaming the Cube skateboard.
Dude, he gleamed that cube
at
the end of the movie.
By going like 70 miles an hour on the California highways.
Like, could a skateboard like even keep his wheels on at that speed?
I have no idea.
I mean, this dude is legit flying down the street. It's like how people people like 495, man. People, it's a 65 mile per hour limit on 495. Everybody drives 80 on 495. Yep. It's like this dude is going 80 flying down 495. And Christian Slater's just hanging on the back like it's all good, you know?
Like nothing happened.
Yeah. And then
like it's just another Tuesday.
So he's like on the back of the Corvette, and in the lane next to them is a semi truck, right? Like a big 18-wheeler. And then on the other side of the 18-wheeler is the Pizza Hut truck. All of their buddies like, "Whoa, dude, whoa." So Christian Slater,
come over here.
Yeah, he lets go of the Corvette, slides
just like
underneath the truck, the trailer truck, and grabs onto the Pizza Hut truck. It was the craziest thing.
Oh, we forgot. As they're speeding around, the skaters catch up with the police car, which is coming one way.
Yeah.
And there's this there's this big shot of all the skaters in the Pizza Hut truck coming over the hill, like the cavalry is coming.
I thought it was interesting how like they're not just like skating down the hill; they're all like doing like weird little tricks and stuff as they're going down the hill.
Yeah, they're all pro skateboarders actually.
Well, no, I understand that, but it's like instead of them just being like, "Hey, there's the bad guys, let's go screw them up." No, it's we got to do all these cool tricks on their way down the hill.
They're just having some fun, looking for some cubes to gleam, man.
That's right, man. You know it.
and the police car and the Pizza Hut van play a little game of chicken.
Yeah,
Tony Hawk
right.
has got the confidence of a million hawks.
That's right. And he
so the cop car like swerves to go another way, and everyone's like, "Oh, we gotta follow him." And everyone piles back in the van, and then they go on the freeway. And
one time the guy who's driving the cop car is like, "Whoa!" for no reason, and he just like swerves the car around. And so bad rich guy and video store guy's daughter like get out of the car. They start bailing, and Christian Slater I don't even know how they made this work, dude. They cut the Christian Slater like taken off from the Pizza Hut truck, and there's like all these shots of just like him boarding, and then the skateboard like going onto like some concrete, and then whoosh, he's up in the air, and it looks like he's
up
like
in the air for like 20 seconds.
He's like flying over a football field for all you know, and then bam!
He's the Evil Knievel of skateboarders.
Oh yeah, he's gleaming that cube right there. That's it. The ultimate in skateboarding action.
That cube can't gleam anymore.
It's gleamed out.
It's been glammed.
Maximum glammed. and he smashes into the rich guy and knocks him out. And thank God Christian Slater was wearing all that nice protective gear, like the helmet and all the skid pads that his mother gave him.
that his mom gave him.
So yeah.
And that was pretty much it.
And then at the end, they go to visit the brother's grave.
Mm-hmm.
And so now
him and the detective. Him and the detective are bros.
Yeah, they're buddies.
And there's a reoccurring thing where he keeps flicking Christian Slater in the right ear.
Yep, that would
I don't know
piss
why.
me off.
Yeah, same. Oh, but there's a scene where Christian Slater's in the hospital.
Yeah,
and
he's talking
video
to
store's
the video store
daughter
girl's
is
daughter.
like,
you find out that her father died.
Yeah, not touched upon.
Yeah.
Besides that. It's crazy. And she can't go back to school. She's like, I'm afraid of what people say.
So he's
something
like, hey, we're going to go together, man. I was in
Christian
alone
Jack
in the
Nicholson
dark.
Slater.
Oh, man. So that is Gleaming the Cube. Oh, and then the end credits are to some great B-roll of some actor trying to be Christian Slater doing all these crazy cool tricks. In an abandoned like a construction site.
Yeah, there's another scene in the movie that we totally forgot about after his brother died, where essentially it's Kevin Bacon's dancing scene in Footloose, but for skateboarding, where he's like, "Oh, I'm so mad, I'm just gonna skate in this empty warehouse full of nails and boards and." My goodness.
And that's where you see like the camera shot of like the feet doing all the crazy trick shots, and then the camera cuts to a shot of
it's like
waist up.
It's like a bust shot, yeah.
Of
where
him
he's
just like
it's like a marionette.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So you said you had some insight on that.
I do. There's quite a few trivia facts on here. So,
all right.
On IMDb, and again, I can't actually recommend enough World's Best Dad podcast with Christian Jacobs and his buddy Jimmy. I forget his last name, but also used to be a skateboarder. And Christian will talk about knowing a bunch of skateboarders and being in Gleaming the Cube. And
he talks about the movie on the podcast?
From time to time, yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
it kind of comes up. Skateboarding stuff always comes up, and they have guests. It's really cool. Again, can't recommend it enough. It's two hilarious dudes. Like, they'll have guests sometimes. They've had all different kinds of guests on, skateboarders, surfers, musicians, actors. It's really great, but they'll touch upon Christian Jacobs will talk about it from time to time.
Awesome. That's great.
Because he said, they had such an awesome experience, and he was a child actor. So, so anyway, pro skaters Mike McGill and Rodney Mullen were stunt doubles, like skateboard stunt doubles for Christian Slater. Rodney Mullen is actually one of my favorite skaters, thanks to the Tony Hawk games.
Oh.
So he's the one, like, when you see Christian Slater doing all the, like, super crazy tricks with his feet and, like, spinning around on one wheel.
Yeah.
That's Rodney Mullen.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah. Very
Wild.
innovative skater. Let's see. Former pro skater and Bones Brigade promoter Stacy Peralta worked as the second unit director and consequently shot all the skateboard sequences of the film. So essentially, this guy, Stacy Peralta, who's famous 70s skater, got a bunch of skateboarders together to be the extras in the movie, which was
Wow, cool.
The stunt on the freeway when Brian goes under the truck was performed by Mark Gator Rogowski. Let's see. Disneyland landmarks and the Matterhorn bobsleds and original Disneyland sign can be seen in the film. Also, banners for Anaheim streetlights promoting Disneyland's State Fair 87 promotion. I have no idea what that is.
I don't know.
Do.
All I know is they talk about Disneyland.
They do.
In the movie real quick.
Christian Slater pissed on Donald Duck and got kicked out at age 7. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Max Perlich, who portrayed Yabo, was a prolific and veteran skater before filming. However, unlike all the other pro skaters, he did his own skating for the film. Okay, whatever. That's a lot of skateboard stuff. Let's see. During the famous confrontation scene on the hill where the group of skaters attempts to disrupt a fleeing Lawndale, that's the rich guy.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk was doing double time as the driver of the Pizza Hut truck and as one of the skaters. That's weird.
Crazy.
During the scene, however, he ended up injuring himself after being forced to make a beeline between Tommy Guerrero and another guy on a steep hill, taking a bad fall in the process. So I guess he got hurt in that. Oh, the Vietnamese version of Jackson 5's Never Can Say Goodbye and Martha and the Vandellas Nowhere to Run is being sung by Vietnamese artist Con Ha. So those were the two Vietnamese songs.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Did you want to you want to do some ratings?
Sure.
All right.
So on Amazon, out of 5 stars, what do you think this bad boy's rated?
Oh man, at least a 4.9 minimum.
Ooh, it's a 4.5.
Ah, close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yep. And then IMDb, which is the 10-star. What would you give? What do you think it is?
Oh man, a 7.7.
It's actually a 6.3.
Ooh.
Boo. So what do we want to rate this as?
Ooh. How many Pizza Hut trucks?
Pizza Hut trucks? Out of 10 Pizza Hut trucks?
Yeah.
How many feet of Pizza Hut pizza in the back of a pickup truck?
How many feet in a Pizza Hut truck and a Pizza Hut truck pizza. Oh boy! All right, dude. What's it gonna be?
Let's do Pizza Hut trucks.
All right. Sounds good. You want to start?
Sure. I'm gonna give Gleaming the Cube. I'm gonna give it 9 Pizza Hut trucks out of 10.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well worth every
All 9 are out on delivery.
Yeah. Hopefully making stops to my house. Actually, Pizza Hut, the last like 4 or 5 times I ever had Pizza Hut, which was from a very gross Pizza Hut in Worcester that is now closed. No surprise. It was the worst pizza I ever had.
Really?
The absolute worst pizza I ever had.
It's crazy.
It's terrible.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I would not rewind their pizza.
I think the last time I had pizza, it might have been like the only time I ever had Pizza Hut. It's probably not even there anymore. It was a Pizza Hut in Fitchburg when I was in college, and we were like, hey, they have like this all-you-can-eat buffet, and let's just say it ended at like 2:00. It was like 2:03. And they were like, yep, sorry, it's over. I'm like, we're like 2 minutes late. And there was still a shitload of pizza on the fucking tray.
Really?
On the buffet thing. And they wouldn't let us touch it. So we had to buy like regular pizza. And what did they do? I think they fucking threw it all away.
Oh, that's terrible.
Or they just took it off the buffet thing. I'm like, where's that all going? I think they probably threw it all away. I was so mad, dude. All I wanted was some buffet Pizza Hut. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That sucks.
Oh, well.
So.
I don't even know if that one's still around. Probably not. I don't even know if Pizza Huts are even around anymore. I don't have a clue.
I think it is, but I don't think around here.
I don't know.
If you've got a Pizza Hut near you,
even like Little Caesars, there was that one in Worcester, but I think they closed. The one next to Chuck E. Cheese. So
that one might actually still be there.
I think it's gone. I think there's one on.
I think there's one on Shrewsbury Street.
I was gonna say Shrewsbury Street or Plantation Street. So
yeah,
those
are still weirdly around. But I mean, we've got Papa Gino's. So
yeah, they're dime a dozen.
Yeah, and they have a great all-you-can-eat. They did have it anyway.
I don't think it's around anymore.
No, it's not. But when they did have it,
was
what a
great.
good deal.
Dude,
you get pizza or pasta.
I think you and I did that multiple times together. Getting the all you can eat. It was so good.
It was like $5 or $6. You eat, if you get 2 slices of pizza, like you practically paid for itself.
Cheese or pepperoni.
Or pasta.
And
you could switch it up too.
Couldn't you get like breadsticks or something like that too if you wanted?
I think so.
Didn't that come with I think that came with the pasta. I think.
Yeah. Usually came with like 2 breadsticks.
Yeah.
So
that was so good.
Deal. Papa Gino's, bring it back. Unofficial sponsor, VHS Bandits.
That's right.
And get some Papa Gino trucks. Some
yeah. We need Papa Ginzo trucks.
Pick up Gino trucks.
Dude, I don't even remember the last time I had Papa Gino's. It's been so long.
Oh really?
Dude, it's probably been like a year since I've had Papa Gino's. Just because, like,
wow.
If I'm thinking about it in my head, like, you know, like when the pandemic hit and I was in Florida right before that, so I don't think I had Papa Gino's since 2019.
Do you think the last time you had Papa Gino's was when there was the 4 of us went to the Westboro one?
Oh man,
you, me,
yeah,
T-Man, and Tom the Bomb.
That's probably the last time I had Papa Gino's. That's right.
Yeah, because I think that was around last Christmas.
That was probably around last Christmas. That's right. Yeah, it's probably been about a year. Crazy.
I've had it a few times recently, mostly delivery because they've got a lot of. They email you all the time, great deals, but not too frequently. I actually missed out on my free small cheese for my birthday.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Terrible. So I clearly haven't had it since before Thanksgiving.
Jeez Louise.
But, yeah.
You know, I was going to get it not too long ago. I was at work, and I was like wicked hungry. I wanted Papa Gino's, and I knew that there was one right down the street from me in Marlboro. They fucking closed.
They are.
Yeah, you know the one where the Apex Center is across the street?
Oh, yeah,
that one closed down. So.
Oh, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
They did, like, randomly close a whole bunch of them. But
yeah. Well, it's the way it is.
Whatever.
Sometimes that's how the pizza crusts.
That's right.
So, all right, dude.
All right. So I gave a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Pizza Hut trucks.
All right.
What are you gonna give this?
I'm gonna give Gleaming the Cube also 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Yep.
That cube is really gleamed with these ratings.
It's gleamed real good these days. Yeah, dude, great movie. The ending, the last chase scene is hands down like the best part of the movie. I loved it. Just a great movie. I only give it 9 out of 10 because there are times, and my wife also thought this too. There are times when like I can't understand what the fuck anybody's saying. They kind of mumble, and I'm having trouble understanding them. Maybe it's because it's on tape and it's a little fuzzy. I don't know, but at the same time, I did have a hard time wrapping my head around the whole like crime. The whole thing between like the distribution place and the anti-communist thing. I couldn't really. I don't know.
That was the one like kind of unclear thing that they really were just like, this is the reason why we did it. Let's move on.
Yeah. It kind of has. It kind of had some issues with that. But
they spent more time on Christian Slater's transition from skater punk to preppy boy than explaining that corruption.
It's funny, I haven't seen this movie in a wicked long time, and for some reason I remembered Christian Slater like kissing his brother's girlfriend at the end of the movie, but that's obviously not what happened.
Yeah.
For some reason I remember, like when I was watching this yesterday, I was like, oh man, I remember him like basically stealing his dead brother's girlfriend, but no, that's not what happened. I don't know why I remember that, but being that way. But.
Nope.
Ah, well. But
and the nice thing too is it flowed really well.
Yeah.
Because it didn't feel long, but it felt like there was a lot in it too, which is nice.
For being like obviously this is a skate exploitation movie. If you want to call it that, it's obviously a movie for teenagers who are into skateboarding, and it really shows a bit of the California skateboard scene of the 80s. And I thought this movie was pretty good at showing that,
Yeah.
So it's good stuff.
Let's see, where did Christian Slater go from there? Let's take a look.
Where he went from there?
Well, like, what movie was he in next after this?
Oh, what's funny? See. He's pretty young in this.
He is, yeah.
So I don't remember any other movies where he's this young. Usually, any other movie I've seen, he's like an adult. Well, I can tell you the last movie that Christian Slater I saw was Uwe Boll's Alone in the Dark. So, which is
he did this.
Absolutely
then
fine film.
Then he was in Heathers.
Oh, that movie sucks.
Beyond the Stars. Then The Wizard.
Oh shit! I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, that was 89.
Yep.
Young Guns 2. Oh, and then Pump Up the Volume. I like Pump Up the Volume.
Oh, he did a True Romance. Right?
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino movie or something like that, right?
Yeah. That was 93.
Yep.
Oh, he was in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and he's my favorite part of that whole movie because everyone except for like him and Kevin Costner are speaking with an English accent, and then Kevin Costner is just Kevin Costner, and then he comes in and he's like, jeez, man, like, we gotta go save these people, dude, like, let's do this, and it's just like, what's going on now?
Hey,
it's fantastic. It's what I'm saying.
Funny about Christian Slater, I remember, I don't know, this is like 10 years ago now. I feel like nobody talked about Christian Slater, and then this was going to be like his big comeback. There was a TV show, like a primetime TV show on like NBC or something, where he was like a normal, regular Joe who had a split personality, and his split personality was like some international spy who drove the brand new Camaro at the time, and it was like that was like the whole big thing because they stopped building the Camaro since 2002. And then, boom, they brought back the Camaro in whatever it was, like 2009 or 10 or something like that. And that was like the whole thing that, he's this international spy that drives like the brand new Camaro. And I remember like watching like the first episode where like the international spy would like leave a video for the normal him and be like, hey man, I'm an international spy. Deal with it. and he'd be like, whoa, hey, I'm like a regular Joe. I don't want to deal with this international spy business driving new Camaro. Whoa. You know? And I think it
sounds like a solid show.
Dude, I think it probably lasted fucking one episode. I just remember like seeing all the hype on TV and watching the first episode, and then it fucking disappeared. So I don't remember what the hell the name of the show was. If anybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about, let us know. Email us at thevhsbandits@gmail.com if you know anything about the show or remember watching it.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds so out there.
Yep.
But it definitely sounds like a show, maybe even a Fox show.
Dude, it
lasted like 4 episodes.
It probably was. That like barely fucking hits the ground, you know?
Yeah. They try to put anything on TV.
Yep.
It's funny.
Crazy.
So
yeah. All right. I think do you think we gleamed the cube enough?
I think we did. I think we hit the lip pretty hard and we gleamed some cubes.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So yeah. All right, everybody, thanks so much, and thank you to our Patreon members. I think we normally list them off. Usually that's Topher's thing.
You guys know who you are. Thank you.
Yeah.
We haven't had any new ones lately.
Thank you. Sorry.
We almost never have new ones. So it's like the same like 5 people. So thank you guys. We appreciate you. Even you guys, the standard regular listeners, thank you for actually listening to the show. We've been doing this for like 5 years now.
Much.
And
that's going to wrap up this episode of VHS Bandits, where we gleamed some cubes, we popped some ollies, we got some air, we took out some weird, not drug, but militia thing. Who knows?
Anti-terror, anti-communist group that actually wants guns illegally.
Right. Something like that.
Right.
Thank you so much for listening. I am the Kevbot.
This is the Dane Train.
As always, be kind and rewind.